Hi all. The goal of the video is to brief the roadmap from AI to GenAI to Agentic AI. To understand this roadmap, one has to understand the journey and concepts of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, generative artificial intelligence, and agentic artificial intelligence. So this video is actually for a novice beginner who wants to fundamentally learn the concepts of AI, Gen AI, and Agentic AI. Finally, if you aspire to become a Gen AI or Agentic AI engineer, follow my next video for a focused study plan. That sounds cool? Let's start with what is meant by an AI. AI is a discipline like biology, physics, or mathematics. AI is a branch of science that deals with creation of intelligent agents and systems. These systems can reason, learn, and act autonomously. In other words, AI is a broad field of making machines that can reason, think, and act like humans. It covers almost all intelligent agents, from simple decision trees to advanced neural networks. So, what are intelligent agents? Intelligent agents are nothing but software programs, for example, Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistant. What could be the core ability of an AI? There are numerous abilities of an AI. Few important include pattern recognition. Say, for example, facial recognition, speech recognition, finding your car in a parking lot, solving puzzles like Sudoku. Very importantly, decision making. Banks use AI to analyze real time transactions and assess credit risks. Another important ability is prediction and classification. Coming to prediction, we use Google Maps every day to find the optimal route. Classification. A classical example of classification includes spam filtering in your emails. So starting from spam filtering in your emails to the usage of Siri or Google Assistant and the recommendation systems like YouTube and Netflix, AI plays a vital role in everyday life. Not all AI creates new things or acts on its own. The next important buzzword is machine learning. So what could be machine learning? Machine learning is a subfield of AI that gives the computer the ability to learn without explicit programming. They actually learn from data that we provide. To make things simple, I'm concentrating only on two types of learning, which are supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Look at the picture here. The supervised learning has data labels, apples, oranges, tagged with their label. Each input in the data is paired with a corresponding output or label. When the test data is given, you can clearly see that each input is paired with a corresponding output label. Whereas unsupervised learning, there are no predefined output labels associated with the input sample. The next important buzzword is what is deep learning. Deep learning is a type of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks. Deep learnings can process more complex patterns when compared to machine learning models. Let us see how this deep learning fits as a subset of machine learning model. As I mentioned, deep learning uses artificial neural networks. These artificial neural networks are inspired by a human brain. The human brain is made up of millions and billions of interconnected neurons by which we do our everyday work. Likewise, ANNs are also made up of interconnected neurons that can learn to perform tasks by processing data and make predictions. The deep learning models has many layers of such neurons that allow them to learn more complex patterns when compared to conventional machine learning models. These deep learning models uses both labeled as well as unlabeled data. I could call this to be a kind of a semi-supervised learning. To understand a deep learning model, one has to understand what is meant by a discriminative model and a generative model. Look at the picture here. A discriminative model, the technique, learns the conditional probability distribution or the probability of the output given the input. And then it classifies that it is a dog and not a cat. Whereas, look at the example, the generative technique. learns the joint probability distribution or the probability of the input and output and predicts the conditional probability that it is a dog. Also, it generates a new picture of a dog. So, this generative model can generate new instances based upon the learned probability distribution and existing data. Generative model generates new contents or instances, whereas the discriminative model discriminates between kinds of data instances. The next buzzword is GenAI. GenAI is a type of AI, also a subfield of deep learning. This GenAI can produce various types of concepts, including images, audios, text, and synthetic data. So if somebody asks you, what is GenAI and what is not GenAI, you can assume a system that processes input and gives you an output. If the output is a discrete variable or a simple class or a probability or just a number, it is not GenAI. Whereas if the output is an image, video, or a natural language, it's GenAI. GenAI uses artificial neural networks and can process both labeled and unlabeled data. GenAI is creative. It produces something new, but GenAI cannot act independently without being actually told. That is, GenAI requires constant human intervention. This paved the way for something called as Agentic AI. Agentic AI is a type of AI that can autonomously perceive the environment, reason about the environment, and make decisions. It can also take actions to achieve a specific goal with very minimal or no human interventions. What actually differentiates GenAI and Agentic AI? Agentic AI uses the GenAI as a brain or the core part of it. Along with GenAI, it has memory. It could be long-term or short-term. It reasons why, it thinks, it plans the steps. Usage of tools. Let it be APIs, databases, or browsers. Autonomy. It executes tasks without constant human intervention. Putting it all together, Agentic AI is nothing but GenAI plus autonomy along with tools, memory, and decision making. I hope the difference between a simple AI, GenAI, and Agentic AI is clear now. To summarize, the core ability of an AI include pattern recognition, decision making, prediction, and classification. Examples include simple spam email filters, Siri, Google Assistants to recommendation systems. The abilities of a GenAI include generating realistic and novel outputs, follow creative and stylistic patterns, and respond to prompts very flexibly. Examples include ChatGPT writing an essay for you, DALL-E creating an image from text, Music LM generating a song. The core abilities of an agentic AI include task planning, gathering information from multiple sources, executing the actions in sequence. So the roadmap from AI, Gen AI to agentic AI should be so clear now. For example, you can ask your agentic AI to book your travel tickets. And if you're a farmer, maybe you can ask the agentic AI to monitor the health of the crop. So such things without or with very, very little human intervention could be possible with agentic AI. Thanks for listening. And if there are any comments, post it. I'll be happy to reply to the comments. Thank you. Happy learning.